and welcome back. My name is Hex, and in today's video, I'm going to give you my story, my own personal experiences with God, and what He forced me to suffer through 2.5 years ago when I finally hit my rock bottom. I'll provide a couple more shocking real-world examples of what God has done recently to certain narcissists and people you probably know and might even love. My story is brutal. I defied God most of my life while turning away from His light. In the Bible it says, James 1 verses 19 through 20, "Dear brothers and sisters, take note of this. Everyone should be quick to listen, slow to speak, slow to become angry. Human anger does not produce the righteousness that God desires." So I lived my life in opposition to God's ways, and I paid the price. I paid a heavy price 2.5 years ago. I had what's called a narcissist collapse or ego death. I was definitely not quick to listen to my wife at the time. When she would tell me things, she was dismissed. For example, she would say, "I love you." I did not listen to her because I did not believe it. Could not believe it. My disorder would not allow me to believe it. So this would spark an argument. So, for example, if you say you love me, I say, "I think you loved your exes more than me." This was what's called a circular argument. This went on for a majority of our relationship, which lasted for several years. And no matter what the things I bought her, no matter the money I gave her, the cars I bought, it didn't make any difference at all. I was simply just trying to buy her love. Being so deeply entrenched in my narcissism at the time, I did not or could not believe somebody could love me, much less more than the exes, for example. So by buying cars, vacations, things like that, I was trying to buy her love, but it was already there, suspended in utter disbelief on my part. Typical narcissist pattern of ruining all things good. Obviously, I did not succeed. This is my ex-wife we're talking about. The relationship ended in divorce. I simply did not listen to her. Money does not buy love or happiness. I didn't treat her good. But at the time, I did believe I could buy her happiness and buy my happiness. I could make her love me more by buying more things and make myself happy more by buying new things. Another example of this, I didn't listen to my family. I didn't listen to my daughter. She would tell me certain things bothered her. I did not stop or listen or respect her boundaries. My son, for example, would tell me something was bothering him. I dismissed him. One example of this was a constant annoyance to him. I would mispronounce a word, and by doing this, he would know and recognize the word and correct me, but I just acted like I couldn't learn how to pronounce it. I'm not sure why I did it other than to aggravate him to a degree. Not entirely sure 100%. He would politely ask me to stop, and I wouldn't stop at the time because I felt I'm the father, I'm the ruler of the world, I'm 100% correct all of the time. I do not have to listen to any child's request. I was slow to listen. Another example is a friend I have. She would politely ask me not to go through her phone. I dismissed this request multiple times because I felt that she was being immature, and it was no big deal. It took me a long time to understand that when people ask you to stop doing certain things and try to create boundaries, they shouldn't get trampled on or destroyed. I am not the same person I was 2.5 years ago, though. I still feel my friend is immature for asking me that. Just kidding. I could easily honor that request at that time, but I was just slow to listen. This is not what God would have wanted. What about anger? How could God ask a narcissist to become slow to anger? 2.5 years ago, when I was deeply entrenched in my narcissism, I would wake up angry. Anything would make me angry. I have 1,000 examples. I could probably make 400 videos on this, but I'll try to narrow it down a little bit. I would wake up and see dishes in the sink, for example. That would make me angry. If that didn't happen, I would go to work, find something at work that would upset me. If that didn't happen, maybe I could recycle the age-old argument with my ex-wife. If that didn't happen, I could pick on the dog, or maybe the neighbor's dog was barking too loud. If that didn't happen, maybe my friend or my kids didn't respond the way I wanted. Maybe my daughter didn't respond to my text fast enough, for example. I'm sure that could have happened, or I could find something my friend might have said and interpret that as an insult. Then I could get mad at my friend. So being a narcissist and having this disorder, I'll tell you, 2.5 years ago, I was mostly angry and miserable 90% of the time. I'm not that way anymore. I'm not miserable. I am happy. I am living a good life now. I am very lucky to be where I'm at right now, and I realize that. However, I don't want to delve too far into this because I think it's pretty obvious. Having NPD is just having anger. These are facts. It's just a part of having the disorder. However, I have to stress again, I'm not the same man I was 2.5 years ago. So what I've been doing to overcome or manage the disorder is therapy, education about this disorder, basically accepting the disorder, reading books, watching videos, getting a stronger bond with God and Jesus Christ. This has allowed me to live a happy, functional life. Now, how can God ask a narcissist to be slow to speak? This is impossible. The narcissist has to speak over everybody to grab attention. For example, most parties, gatherings, whatever it may be, I would try to create a storyline to become the center of attention. Whether I'm doing something super unhealthy or opposing a radical ideal, let's say flat earth, let's say someone believes in it or someone doesn't, I'll support the opposite. Someone loves a certain president, I support the opposite. If somebody's trying to lose weight, I'll give my journey, my health journey, whatever it has to be. I have to be the star. I have to be the center of attention, the center of the universe at the party. If somebody's giving up milk, I could dominate the conversation into telling them, I can have milk, why don't you try it? If somebody's trying to quit smoking, I'll give my journey of quitting smoking, which I have. I'll tell them my story. It's all about me. See, I was so fast to speak and dismiss everyone around me, even my own children, to talk over them and just get people to listen to me without listening to them. My emotions were reckless, out of control, irresponsible, irrational. Oftentimes, I wouldn't even have the self-control to not say something. 2.5 years ago, another prime example of my toxic behavior was my ex-wife going through a difficult time with her mother, gambling her funds away. I instead didn't want to hear it. I would start an argument with her about something else. If your mother wants to give away money, go ahead. I didn't listen. I didn't offer solutions. I wanted to eliminate this as quickly as possible so she could focus her attention on me more. Somebody not listening, dismissing, minimizing already is a waste of time. I didn't want to hear about other people's problems. These are real life examples, real things that happened in my life until I had my ego death. I'll try to sum up my ego death. I was separated with my wife for about 6 months. She had promised me a 6-month separation and we would get back together after therapy. I was living alone. My health was not in the best place at that time. 2.5 years ago, my daughter and me were at odds. Me and my son were at odds to a degree where he just didn't want to be around as much. My friends didn't come around either. But by some miracle, I did stay in therapy. I'm still in therapy. Separation, my wife, my kids, my family, my ego eventually collapsed in on itself. I figured out that my wife was not coming back to me. My son doesn't want to be around as much. Me and my daughter are not hanging out as much. I lost my friends. I lost so much at once. What had happened is difficult to talk about, but my therapist said, look, you have NPD. Let's work on managing this. This is what happened. I investigated the disorder. It was incurable. This has to be the worst part of my life. I was diagnosed with something incurable on top of separation from everyone I loved. This all happened in a matter of 2 months' time. All at once, you realize that most of your life, all you did was hurt people. Pain, misery. Now you're alone. All the tears you made your loved ones cry, all the tears you made your exes cry, you have to sit alone, sleep at night, thinking about everyone you hurt, friends, family members, bosses that you got in trouble, bosses for no reason, that you got in big trouble. So what do? Go back and find your old supervisors and try to apologize for things they may not even realize you did? What do? Go back and apologize to exes that have you blocked in every way, shape, or form? What are you supposed to do? Go back 15 years ago and tell your daughter you're sorry for the timeouts or the yelling or the rages? You can't do it. Most of these things, most people want to forget. They probably have forgotten. They moved on with their life. You cannot do anything. You can be a better person, that's it. You have to go through and suffer. You have to suffer. This is God's wrath. God is punishing you and showing you the fire to move you out of that. You can move to the light. You can obtain forgiveness. You can live a better life. You may not be able to change the past, but you can change the future and treat people better. But you have to suffer through this. Anyone in a narcissist relationship, there's little to no hope unless they have an ego death. At the time, nobody on earth could save me except suffering through it and hoping each day gets a little bit better. That's the only way around it, is through it. Imagine trying to accept those losses all at once. Imagine being diagnosed with an incurable disease. But I believe there is a cure in a sense that there is a lot of hope, a lot of things you can do to change the behaviors, managing it, being better to your family, being better to your friends, being better to your relationship with God, and getting closer to Jesus Christ. Moving to the light. That's what I did. I chose to overcome this. I made this choice, and I believe I will do this. It is possible. You have to admit what you are. Accept it. Move the ego out of the way and try to heal. The only way out of this is through it. That's all there is to it. I will not say everyone that has this disorder will change, but I will say that everyone that has the disorder can change. I learned about my disorder. I stayed in therapy. I embraced it. I fell in love with my disorder to a degree. I understood it was there to protect me as a child. It was something I needed. I don't need it anymore. I'm overcoming this. God has shown me the way. This is about my awakening. I know I don't need approval from everyone else. I'm not the same person. The only one that could fix this is me. That's all. I had to go through it. I chose to defeat it. And with God, you can accomplish anything. Will this work for every narcissist? No. I would say a good 75% of these people that have the disorder will not fix it. They'll blame everyone else. Everyone else has the issues, not the narcissist. What God does to a narcissist may not be known to you, but I assure you, these are things God did to me. Living in defiance of God brought me to rock bottom, where I wanted to unalive myself. Most narcissists won't even hit rock bottom, or if they do, they'll dismiss it and move on. Most of them can act like they're happy, but they're not. You cannot outrun karma. You cannot hide from the truth. You can't defeat God. You can't live against God's will and expect no consequences forever. Keep that in mind. Next time you see your ex out there on social media and you think they're living their best life, I assure you they're not. You cannot have this disorder, the entitlement, the rage, the anger, the jealousy, and be happy. These are facts. These are proven facts. I have proven that with my life story. Hopefully you have been discarded. Let them discard you. It's a stupid, short-sighted strategy. If you're discarded, you're lucky. Just move on. Move on. There is no narcissist on the face of the earth that is happy right now. Why is the narcissist destroying themselves? Why are they choosing this? I believe everyone can change if they choose to. Convincing a narcissist person to change without a significant narcissist injury is probably impossible. They have to hit rock bottom to change. Are you going to wait around for that? God will punish the narcissist, yes, always and forever. It has been proven time and time again. You will pay being a narcissist. And if you're still not convinced, go ahead and ask Epstein. Go ask R. Kelly, or more recently Sean Combs, P. Diddy, Puff Daddy, or whatever he goes by these days. There's more allegations coming out on what he's done. Hurting women on video. Multiple accusations. I don't know how many more videos I can make on this guy, but go watch my video on Puff Daddy, and if I think he's a narcissist or not.